Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to our third annual Tech at Google event. Before we kick off proceedings with a very, very packed agenda, as you will have seen in the packs that you've been given if you've had a chance to look at them yet over your caffeine injections, it proves to be a very, very exciting day with a combination of interactive demos, a look behind the scenes as to what we're doing on the product front, and some very, very exciting sessions. Boring housekeeping, I'm afraid, before we start. Everybody in this room is very, very passionate about technology. However, please, for the duration of the morning, switch off mobiles, Blackberries, Androids, anything else that might go beep while people are up here on stage. Toilets and cloakroom are out in the entrance hall where you came in. And should there be a fire, run fast. In all seriousness, there are fire exits on both sides of the building. Clearly, we're hoping that that doesn't happen, as it would interrupt what I think is going to be a very, very exciting day. So without further ado, let me introduce a gentleman that I'm sure for most of you needs no introduction whatsoever, who has spent many, many years, I won't share exactly how many, in media and marketing and consulting on both subjects. He is going to be kicking off today's events, and I'm delighted to introduce Matt Brittin, who is our MD for the UK and Ireland here at Google. He's worked with many, many of you and is an expert on all things digital. So, Matt.
Steve Austin, astronaut, a man barely alive.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. Better than he was before.
Thank you. Anybody working at Google who's over 40 has to have technology inserted into their body to keep them going at the right speed. Actually, that's just a childhood fantasy of mine to hear the Steve Austin music playing out. Thank you very much for coming. I hope today's going to be an interesting day. We appreciate your time, it's precious, and also we thank you for your business with us. The reason I played that is because I thought a good question for us to ask ourselves today would be that quote, we have the technology, we have the capability. I wonder, we've got the technology. More than any other sector that we work with at Google, you guys have got the technology. But do we have the capability? Can I just ask this question? How many people have a job which is primarily online or multi-channel or digital? How many people in the room have a job that's that? Wow, most of the people in the room. Did you know that when electricity was first introduced, many large companies had a role which was head of electricity? Head of electricity. Seems unthinkable now, doesn't it? But think about that in the context of capability. I'm going to assert that I think the capabilities that companies need to succeed over the next few years will very much embrace the kind of things that you're doing as specialists today. So we have the technology. Do we have the capabilities? What capabilities do we need as technology companies moving forward in the 21st century? Firstly, real-time insights. We've got a 1.6 billion person free focus group that's called the internet. To what extent are businesses competing today using that to make better and smarter decisions, not just on marketing and sales, but actually on day-to-day business decisions? Here's a tool called Google Insights. Insights for search. You just search Insights on Google and you get to this. Hopefully some people have seen it. Imagine I'm working in a business which has pink laptops. Look at pink laptops. What's the demand for pink laptops over time? Wow, it looks pretty seasonal, but looking at 2009, I should probably be ordering at least the same volume of pink laptops as previous years. That's quite interesting. What about other colours? Are other colours on the up compared with pink? That's the kind of thing you can get instantly about what consumers are looking for right here, right now. Make a big difference to your marketing, to your product ordering, or to retailers who are stocking kinds of products. This is just one example. Greater agility. Imagine leaping like that with flares and lapels of that size. You'd imagine you'd be taking off. But greater agility, insights are useless unless you do something with them, unless you make a difference as a result of them. And again, the internet can provide you with an environment that allows you to test anything you do before it goes to market expensively. So here's an example of our pink laptops page. At Google, we do a huge amount of testing. Because we're an online-only business, we need to get feedback all the time on how to make our results better. So most people will be familiar with the results page. Hasn't really changed that much over the 11 years that Google's been in existence. Well, actually, it changes all the time. There's different types of content. Testing at Google is a religion. Testing is a religion. One of the things we tested is color. We've got into so much detail on this. What color, what shade of blue would give us a situation where consumers found the results page to be more attractive and click through more often? If we could get consumers to think this is interesting and attractive and click through more often, that would be useful for advertisers, for website owners, and for consumers. So we tested myriad shades of blue: periwinkle, cobalt, sky blue, navy blue, and on and on and on and on. And do you know what? Turns out there's a shade of blue that gives us a slightly higher conversion rate for consumers reading our search results page. Only marginally statistically significant. But when you multiply that by millions and millions of searches a day, by millions and millions of consumers, that's worth something to us and to you. Testing's a religion. We're always testing stuff, and I'm sure that you are now. But how much is testing a capability of your organization? Increased efficiency. There's my bionic arm. How do you use this kind of technology to give you greater efficiency? Well, one of the things you can do is you can collaborate more. So here's a couple of examples of products that we use, and they're available now. Chat, video chat within Gmail, allowing you to collaborate face-to-face across the world. Translation, Google Translate within chat, and translating documents on the fly between colleagues in different markets. This kind of thing is commonplace now. Brings real efficiency to collaboration around the organization. That's to say nothing of the efficiency that digital can bring to marketing and sales operations as well, and there's more of that later today. And then moving at pace. Now, dear old Steve Austin, 35 years ago, used to do this in slow motion. If anybody in the room is as old as me, you can remember the pace of Steve Austin. Obviously, we're in a world which is moving faster and faster and faster. Consumers are changing faster than ever. It's a challenge for us. It's a challenge for you to keep up with consumer behavior. And an example for Google on how that's been challenging is YouTube, which we bought some time ago now. Massive challenge for us because people were uploading videos to YouTube at a huge rate. 20 hours of video content is now uploaded to YouTube every minute. 20 hours of content a minute. So just to scale the platform and the storage and the playout capability was a massive, massive technical challenge to move at that pace. And we're now playing out 1 billion videos a day. 1 billion videos a day, 20 hours of content a minute. That's a real technology challenge. And at the same time, we're constantly evolving the experience for the users to make it a more and more engaging place to be. So trying to move at pace is a challenge for all of us, and trying to keep up with the speed of the consumer. So just a flavour of some of the themes that I think might be interesting to think about during the course of the day. We've got the technology. All of you have got a lot of technology. Do you have the capability to really exploit what it can do for you and think about how to keep up with consumers?